So I think he called it the batometer or whatever it was, and basically it was just a huge cricket bat we made and put lines on it for all the fundraising that we were doing for the nets.
We're standing in front of a new net facility, which cost £58,000, Andrew, and you were the champion behind it. Is that correct?
One of them, one of many. But yeah, it's something I got involved with many years ago, and we've been through various processes. And finally, with a big push from the club and sponsors and help from everywhere, we managed to pull it off last year. Well, when we first came here, they were in a state of sort of disrepair, and holes and rips in the matting and hardly any net available, and the balls were just flying out over the squash courts, so it wasn't great. And then with the help of a couple other guys, we managed to bodge them up, got some funding from, I believe, from Gatwick community. They gave us some money, and we made good of that by putting down new mats. But it all had to be done, we were the labour really. There was no cash available for that then. And that's really before we started any real sort of fundraising, which has only happened, in the more recent years. Originally, I rang them up. I'd been down to a couple of games with some older kids that I knew, but my son was, I think, 8, and I rang them up and said, I've got an 8-year-old ready to play cricket, and they said, oh, you can't. You can come back when you're 10. So that's what we did. We went off somewhere else for a couple of years, came back when he was 10, and I then found out that the reason for that was there was just no real help down here. And one poor guy, Lawrence, who just did everything. He ran the bar, he'd done the grounds, or helped with the grounds, and ran all the teams. So he basically just couldn't take on any more. So I started to help him quite early on and got involved that way. And then eventually I managed to twist his arm and let me start under 9s a few years later, which was a bit of a breakthrough, which was with my younger son. And then it's carried on from there, and then we've managed to push it all backwards now because we've got more and more Colts help that I think we start under 7s now. And there's absolutely loads and loads of people involved in helping, which is what we needed probably a few years ago, but it took a while to get going. And all thanks to Lawrence, really.
Fantastic news for Andrew and for us as a club.
Yeah. Why did you nominate him?
Just because of the amount of work and effort he puts into us as a club. It's absolutely phenomenal, the time and effort, not just fundraising, fixing the sight screens, holding raffles, scoring, washing kit. He's a real action man for the club, and he deserves all those accolades that the unsung hero brings.
What about the giant cricket bat? What's the story there?
Another one of Colin's ideas. So I think he called it the batometer or whatever it was, and basically it was just a huge cricket bat we made and put lines on it for all the fundraising that we were doing for the nets.